Ladies and gentlemen, at long last, we are in. Welcome to the final match of the regular season here in the ECAC on board of the Psychic. The early timeout from them for the timeout adjustment. So we're going to get out there. We're going to take a look at the standings very early. This is a very important match for our big man on campus, Psychic. You see down there tied at 12th in the standings, only top 16 in the ECAC make playoffs for NBA 2K24. Psychic needs a win to control his destiny and find a spot in the playoffs that are going to be going down in April. It's a Swiss format, so he's up against Albion College, Logie Bear, another player with the same record as him at 4-3. But as you can see in the standings, I mean, we can scroll down. It's a bit of a logjam at 4-3. If Psychic loses, he is going to get caught up down there. He won't be able to find a spot in the playoffs. If he wins, we're certainly going to be able to see him continue for that push for the hardware in April. Still have players going through their pre-game timeout adjustments, but as you saw for just a little bit there, Psychic on the New Orleans Pelicans. The result of a bit of a character crisis. We saw him use the Milwaukee of them pretty early on this semester, and it seems tonight he'll be facing a familiar foe, Albion College, choosing to use the Milwaukee Bucks for tonight's matchup. A team Psychic is going to be very familiar with, and with a team like the Pelicans is going to have a lot at his disposal to really be able to take that sort of team to task. Excuse me, a lot of matchup versatility at Psychic's disposal. So many long, lanky defenders to be able to throw at a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo. Going to be very important in this matchup as we get out of those post tip-off timeouts. Like with Brandon, point guard going to leave a massive mismatch here. Psychic just looking to get something simple. Now onto the cut to the basket. Gonna force Logie Bear to bring. Fall. Spinning hook shot. Coming up empty for our big man. Lopez from downtown. Three ball. Like he's been struggling. He struggled in the week 7 matchup, a big part of that 0-2 loss. Early struggles continue, going 0-2 from the field. Now a last second 3-pointer. The contest gonna make it from Albion College, but Psychic gonna be able to grab the rebound. This unit has been an amazing offensive rebounding unit for Psychic. He's gotten a lot of second chance points out of this unit. Now 3 seconds left. Psychic just gonna have to chuck it up, avoid that shot clock violation, because again, it gives you the chance for your teammates to get in, grab those offensive boards. Psychic, despite having 2 chances yet again, coming up empty 0-4 early in this game. From Giannis for Albion College. It's early in the game, so this early on in the game, the stamina isn't really going to be affecting any of the shooting stats. Everybody going to be able to shoot in theory if that release is nice enough, and Albion College have certainly got it locked down early in this game. Another stop for them. Want to see Psychic get a stop on defense here. And an under or an entered the basket from below violation. Rarely happening, but Psychic gonna get the unconventional defensive stop that time down the floor. Want to see Psychic score quick, score simple. Need to take this lid off of the basket. The jump pass gonna go out to Albion College. Turnover for Psychic, and the Britons are off to the races. Another 3-pointer. This one nylon as well. Oh wait. Start for Albion College. They're gonna go down to that height advantage. Should be simple buckets, and there it is. Psychic gonna be able to go over the top of the smaller point guard Damian Lillard there for 2. Pick and roll gonna spring Damian Lillard free. Spring pass to the corner. Bottled up nicely by Psychic. Another pick and roll. Psychic's gonna have to get through. He's able to do just that. Psychic forcing the defense to come to him. Gonna be able to spray out for that corner or that wing three-pointer. Not gonna fall for him. Shooting struggles continue early on in this game. Got to find more magic inside. But the big question is, what does Psychic do when the three ball isn't falling? It's been a question. They sprang on him last week. Usually springing on him this week early on. Wow, and Psychic, amazing defense for 23 seconds. Albion College able to sneak out of there with 2 more points. Final minute of play. Psychic off to that slow start. He's done it before, so not calls for alarm. A reach-in foul from Albion College. I believe that was on CPU help. I don't think it was Logie Bear committing that foul himself. Gonna reach at the shot clock. 2 for 1 on the table for Psychic if he chooses to take it. And another three-pointer off the mark. I believe all 3 have been with Jonas Valanciunas. None of them going Psychic's way so far. And the Bobby Portis mid-ranger not gonna go. And a whole lot of green releases for Albion College. That one off the mark. And Psychic, you want to score quickly. Not able to beat the shot clock, so want to do the opposite now. Maybe slow down. Instead, the hop step gonna take Psychic out of bounds. Uncharacteristic start for Psychic here. We've seen him blitz opposing teams right out of the game in the first quarter. The opposite here. Down 6 early on. Want to see him lock down on defense in the final 10 seconds of play. When is that pick and roll going to come? Psychic all over it. The three-pointer just barely going to beat the buzzer beater. Deep mid-range, excuse me, but it's off the mark all the same. A rough start offensively for Psychic. Defense keeping him in the game. Only down by 6 as we enter the second quarter. Psychic eyeing some easy offense. The cut to the basket. Gonna spray a bit of a couple of kick out passes. Gonna bring it out to Zion Williamson though. Oh, the ball tipped. Albion College able to maintain possession. Shooting struggles continue for Psychic. He hasn't quite been able to get the ball to his elite three-point play finishers. Jonas Valanciunas is solid, but he's failed Psychic in the past, and that time he took a three-pointer with Zion Williamson. Meanwhile, Albion College eating all the right players. Another three-pointer for them there. Psychic gonna go upstairs. This Pelicans lineup excelling in that sort of highlight reel play. Whole lot of options to go over the top of the defense. Albion College gonna have to go right through Psychic in the painted area. Not gonna get it to fall. A Psychic in the fast break could be instant offense. Gotta get through down low in the painted area. It's no good. A quick three-pointer out of Albion College. Not gonna fall. Psychic's been able to stay in this game with his defense. You need to see him come alive offensively. The second lob off the mark. Albion College staying with that quick trigger. Have not found the green releases we saw in that first quarter. Psychic had a chance to push the pace there. Instead, gonna turn it into guaranteed 2 points on that Zion cut. In 5. Although Bobby Portis open for 2. Interesting decision from Albion College. Their all-star forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo, not on board with them in the second quarter. And Psychic, an unfortunate post-entry pass. Gonna spring the fast break defense. Psychic bottled up so far. Early on, Albion College, they've been getting these paint touches. Psychic's been making the right read on these 3-point kick-out passes. Another read there from Psychic. Amazing defensive instincts there. Another cut to the basket. Albion College familiar with that game, though. Psychic able to get the paint touch. Out to Trey Murphy, the third, but on the cut, Albion College yet again picking it off. That simple cut to the basket just hasn't been working for Psychic early on in this game. And Albion College have been frigid from outside, but Psychic struggling on offense as well. Getting in the paint, you got to score early. The three in the key. A potential danger, but instead Psychic going to the line for 2 free throws. I'm Psychic, you got to take advantage right here, right now. It's going to be an interesting decision out of Albion College, but if I had to guess, a lot of their starting lineup going to be returning. And yeah, there it is. Much of the starting lineup returning to end the second quarter. I wouldn't be surprised if they played much of the third, when Psychic usually likes to substitute a lot of his players. The layup out of Zion, no good. The 3-ball goes out. But yet again, not going to fall for Psychic. Staying cold from the outside. Albion letting Psychic off easy, but now the starters are all in tow. How is Psychic going to respond defensively? Bit of sagging off from 3-point land, and that's all Albion College need. They double Psychic score. It's 18-9 in favor of the Britons. Psychic able to turn the corner. The help and that jump bottles up that layup and the kick out pass. Psychic getting some space inside, but the layup bothered just enough. It's no good. A mid-ranger out of the Milwaukee Bucks, big fella. Albion College got that in their bag too. If it's open, odds are Albion College are going to be able to make it. Another pass tipped by Albion College. This Milwaukee Bucks squad also incredibly long and lanky. Hard to get passes through, and Psychic is feeling that pressure right now. What do you do on the pick and roll? Psychic going to be forced into a read here. Going to bring it out to Jonas Valanciunas. Some My Park moves on the spin. And a 3 in the key. Psychic calling for that pick and roll, but Jonas Valanciunas not getting out in time. A rare case, the CPUs bugging with the Psychic offense, and he coughs the ball up. Albion College right to the rack. Psychic has been making that read all game. Albion College familiar with his game. Just take the layup that time. Now the pick and roll. Psychic's had no problem turning the corner, but he hasn't been able to turn it into scores yet again. Albion College bottled up the pick and roll. And 2 more points for the Britons. Psychic has had enough, ladies and gentlemen. He's waving the white flag early on in game 1. Again, it's a best of 3. So not the end of the world for our big man on campus and his championship hopes. We'll take a quick break and be right back with game 2, ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps a character switch, a team switch in the cards. Find out when we return. ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Team change did indeed come in for Psychic. Gonna opt for the Phoenix Suns. Excuse me, misclick there. A lot of misclick out of Albion College. They find the paint touch, but Psychic able to bottle it up. This is a Suns roster that can throw fits in NBA 2K because of that big fella in the middle. Not the traditional starter for this Phoenix Suns roster. Bol, a cheat code in 2K because of that height and that length. Absurd 7'3", if I recall correctly. A defensive and offensive nightmare, but Albion College able to find the opening for that corner three-pointer. A rare miss from them when wide open. And I don't believe we've ever seen Psychic play this Phoenix Suns roster. We've seen him play against it, so he's certainly familiar with the matchup nightmares they bring. Starts with that big man right there. The post pass getting bottled up. And the transition take just going to be marked as a personal. So Psychic getting away with that one. And there is the timeout coming in, ladies and gentlemen, for those pregame adjustments. Milwaukee or Albion College did not call it after the tip-off. So Psychic going to be the one to do just that. But yeah, interesting from Psychic. I've got no clue how much lab time he spent with the Phoenix Suns. But they're an interesting team in NBA 2K. A lot of their bench players a bit better than their real life counterparts. Again, I mentioned Bol being a bit of a NBA 2K cheat code that should give Psychic some lift here. We'll see what kind of offense Psychic is going to choose to run early on. You saw him going to that mismatch down low in the painted area. Albion College staying with the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, they're a team. A lot of versatility on defense. You can run double big. It's very hard for teams to kind of come back. Albion College going to find another corner three. They are not going to let that one go like the first one. They split those first 2 3-pointers. Take the lead back early on in game 2. They're going to choose to operate through Devin Booker, trying to find the opening. Albion College was on Damian Lillard for just a little bit, swapping to that help defender in the paint now. And the mid-ranger. Psychic getting an open shot, but not one that is on target. The help for the fast break defense, not going to get there in time. 2 more points. Psychic not happy with what he's seeing. And Psychic in a rock and a hard place. Again, if he's been labbing with this character, he's more than confident. This could be a good match, but if this is Psychic just trying to throw out a Hail Mary, if it doesn't work, we're going to find out immediately. And that's not what you want to see in a game that can book Psychic's ticket to the playoffs or to an early off season. So again, I have no clue how deep Psychic's been in his bag in the lab with this Phoenix Suns roster. Time certainly will tell, but Psychic not afraid to pull the plug. You see him call another timeout, potentially more adjustments in store to get what he wants out of this Phoenix Suns lineup. Back on board with Psychic. Get your 2 best players in pick and roll. We talk about that ad nauseum here. It's going to be for Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, but the pump fake going to do just enough to bother the layup there. Psychic not going to get that one to fall. And amazed that Logie Bear didn't run out of bounds that time. The help comes, the pass arrives, but Psychic able to bait out that 3-point attempt. He was well aware of that shot attempt being a possibility. Amazing recovery there to shut down the 3-pointer. And Psychic, yes sir, turning the lane with authority. We saw him having troubles last game. What do you do once you turn the corner out of the pick and roll? Psychic not needing to ask that question that time. Albion College catching Psychic asleep there on the corner cut. Still a 3-point lead, but get your best 2 players in pick and roll and let them work their magic. Yusuf Nurkic is, wow. I'm gonna say he's not Jonas Valanciunas, he's not Brook Lopez, but Yusuf Nurkic, Psychic getting that one to go. You saw it on the top right corner of your screen, the D+ 3-point rating. All out to Giannis, a similarly poor free throw shooter. Don't want to see Psychic get out of position chasing that sort of shot. Forces the miss, but the offensive rebound as well going towards Albion College. And deep mid-range for Albion College. The difference between a 3 and a 2. Just a couple inches there, a foot on the line for Albion College, but I think they'll happily take that. Again, Giannis a bit of a better mid-range than free throw shooter or 3-point shooter ratings-wise. That foot on the line gonna pay dividends. I don't know if Psychic wants to turn this into a 3-point shootout with that D+ 3-point rating, but he's gonna take another one there. It's off the mark. Psychic certainly has better 3-point options on this roster. Want to see him get it to Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. And this time it's going to be Albion College turning the corner with authority, a slam dunk of their own. Nice little behind the back move. Bobo into the pick and roll coverage. Psychic going to reject the screen and a foul. Albion trying to get cute, get around the screen early. Psychic able to burn him for it. This is always good when you're down in games. Free throws are what you want. Chances to score with the clock stopped. Always valuable, whether in the first quarter or in the fourth. Always important. Psychic able to bring it to a 1-possession game. And yet again, Albion College. Psychic's trying to bait out that kick out pass. Albion College is having none of it. Might have to see Psychic play defense at the point of attack because Albion College has been burning the CPU defense early on. Oh, ball out to KD and the reach-in foul. Not going to be a shooting foul, but plenty of fouls on Albion College already. Psychic entering the bonus. Very hard to enter the bonus in these play-now games with the shortened quarters. Albion College finding a way to do that. Then Psychic to the line here. Turning the corners. This time Albion College choose to kick it out. Patrick Beverly not nearly the slasher that Damian Lillard is. Albion College going to that unique substitution pattern, the bench lineup in for just a bit as we end the first quarter. Wow, and 41% contested, but Psychic buried deep under the basket. Albion College get it to go. 20 seconds left. I want to see Psychic take the last shot of the quarter here. Have plenty of time to find the best shot possible. You've got it. You want to take it an A+ 3-point shooter in Kevin Durant. That's a shot you take every day of the week. Unfortunately, Psychic can't get it to fall. A nice contest there, very late, and 100% smothered. Strong defense from Psychic to end the quarter. Character crisis here with the playoffs on the line. Psychic down 4 here in game 2. With this new roster, hasn't been too bad just yet. Want to see how Psychic looks with this bench lineup out. Of course, not going down just yet. Psychic loves to keep his starters in for the full first half if he can. Albion College has loved to go over the screen prematurely. It's thrown Psychic some fits. Ball goes out of bounds there. Ball going to stay with Psychic and Post University here, though. Sideline out of bounds. Able to get the ball into Booker. Deep post position. They're going to cook with Bobo. Such an absurd height advantage. Take the layup or pass it out to Kevin Durant. A corner 3-pointer. A+. A million shooting badges. That one is in for Post University. Psychic signs of life, but yet again, Albion College catching him asleep on the backdoor cut. That's Psychic's man every single time. Albion College making it a point of emphasis to start there. If he can catch Psychic's user defense on a bit of a sleeper. And yet again, we've talked about it when he was on the Bucks. You start that mismatch generator, and Bobo is an absurd mismatch creator. That one off the mark, but he had a chance to kick out to Nurkic if he saw fit. And the 3-pointer out of Pat Bev. Psychic in the airspace to bother that one. Your two best players in pick and roll, let them cook. You can run that same action as Psychic did with Bobo with Kevin Durant, a similarly tall defender. Ball out to Yusuf Nurkic. And that one off the mark. Psychic concerned for that 3 in the key, so despite that rough 3-point rating out of Nurkic, he took that one. Much rather have a missed 3-pointer than a turnover because of that 3 in the key. It's time, Albion College not going to turn the corner. Going to look for the Jay Crowder three-pointer. It's no good. Like getting that coveted paint touch. Another Kevin Durant three-pointer. Slightly early, but it was an open three-pointer. Amazing that didn't go in. These Hall of Fame sliders, if it is not green, odds are it's not going in. We see Exhibit B right there. Slightly early, wide open, but it's not green. It's not going to fall that time either. Possession game for Albion. You've seen them switch that screen early. Like they're just going to skip the screening action, go right into the Kevin Durant post touch. Another three-pointer that is off the mark for Psychic. Pick and roll. Kick out pass going to come before that paint touch. Albion College going to run it back and this time slam it with authority. Taking the lid off of the basket there. Rough scoring for both teams in the second quarter so far. Like a pair of crossovers, able to get into the paint, out to Bobo for the mid-ranger, and it's no good. Albion College staying in the airspace there. Able to bother that one.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
And Psychic put an Albion College in a straitjacket there. Not a shot clock violation, but he forces up an abysmal shot out of the Britons. Oh, and the seas parting because of that pre-switch from Albion College. They're able to recover and grab that rebound. A fast break layup, no good. Man, Psychic almost had free 2 points. Amazing recovery out of Albion College to salvage that one. They're just going to pick the pocket out of Bobo. That three-point rating, that tall offensive build. Steal's going to be a problem as that player gets more fatigued. Big and roll. Psychic turn the corner. Want to see him take that one, honestly. His options were the Yusuf Nurkic three-pointer. And a contested layup. He's been bothered a couple times, though. Is that a charge? It is going to be a charge. Wow. Albion College, the unconventional stop. You don't see charges too often in NBA 2k 24, but Psychic getting that one to go yet again on the corner cut. Albion able to get 2 more. Yes, sir. Kevin Durant in space on the pick and roll. Psychic taking that one to the bank for 2. Touch for the Giannis mid-range, certainly not as valuable as getting Milwaukee Bucks rolling in the paint, but Albion College green it all the same. Psychic turning the corner. Pass makes it into Albion's hands, but a whole lot of jumping from Psychic, trying to get that last second contest. Saw that last shot wide open, but off the mark. Psychic looking for signs of life. Both teams cooling off just a little bit in the second quarter, you saw there. Psychic gonna need to come up with something here in the third quarter. Mid-ranger for Drew Eubanks. The backup, sometimes third string center for the Phoenix Suns. Brought into the lineup because Psychic. Oh, amazing block, but it's called for a foul. No way. Gonna send Chris Middleton to the line for 2, a decent free throw shooter at Albion College's disposal here. He's gonna get both of them to fall. A full court press coming out of Albion College here. Psychic been able to slice up this sort of defense before, but let's see if he's familiar with this sort of game. Another mid-ranger for Drew Eubanks, and Drew Eubanks coming out in this lineup because Psychic running double big with Bol Bol And with Yusuf Nurkic, and that overhead pass hitting the basket. Some miscues out of Albion College. Psychic, another chance on the fast break. That's the basket for Nasir Little. Able to thread the needle. That's the man Psychic's going to want to set up in this third quarter. Bradley Beal, that third star. Instead, Drew Eubanks. Now Josh Okogie. Just not enough time left for Psychic to really get that to go. He knew the three-pointer with Drew Eubanks was just not a good shot, but no other options with that late in the shot clock. A moving three-pointer for Albion College, and Brook Lopez not going to go, but Psychic. Giannis springing free on him there. Psychic got to move with the quickness. Full court press again at Albion College. They're looking to force the issue. They're looking to get out of this game in a hurry. They're looking to put this game to bed in the third. That corner three off the mark, man. Albion College going strong side on these pick and rolls every single time have been such a problem for Psychic. Time Albion College turning the corner again on the pick and roll. No help. He's able to slam for two. Psychic with a runway to the basket gets swallowed up by Albion College. Still able to get it to fall. Not an easy basket by any means. For Psychic there. Man, these cuts from Albion College have been such a problem for Psychic to stop. It's been getting him cross-matched, but that full court press. Got Josh Okogie down low. Now out to Drew Eubanks. More mid-range money. Psychic not able to cash out on that one. Three-pointer from Giannis Antetokounmpo. That is a backbreaker if I've ever seen it. Albion College up big. Psychic able to get two on the slam there. So 12-point advantage for the Britons here.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
It turned into a my part game. So many cross-court passes. Another slam for Albion College. Psychic looking to respond in kind. Psychic facing some defensive pressure. The jump out of Albion College looking to concede 2 points. Albion College not looking to slow down by any means necessary. Defense out of Psychic able to calm things down. Some light pressure on that Brook Lopez three-pointer. Don't want to sell out for him, but you want to be in his airspace. Psychic getting turned around there on the help. Able to stay in position. Want to stay in the area of Giannis there, but that little post move able to shed the defense. Psychic walking into that mid-range shot. Albion College still there to bother the shot though. Psychic able to bottle up the roll and the pick and the pop rather, and a nice stop in the half court for Psychic. Gonna get rewarded with 2 points surely, but Albion College stamped that one out. Those long defenders, Giannis and Brook Lopez, both in the painted area to bother that shot. Tough to get past those two defenders on the Milwaukee side. Another stop for Psychic. Want to see it turn into 2 points, but you got to deal with Brook Lopez in the half court. That shot, or that pass, bothered rather. Nice save out of bounds. Albion College able to get the stop. Both teams running at an absurd pace. It's been Albion College who've been able to stretch their lead as we approach the last shot of the third quarter. Where's Psychic gonna go? Albion College gonna jump to make that steal. In the end, Psychic looking to make something happen through the pick and roll. Turn in the corner with Josh Okogie for the last second layup, but it's no good. We are gonna need Christmas in March, ladies and gentlemen. Psychic down 14. With a playoff berth in the ECAC on the line as we approach the fourth quarter. Takes it a minor step back. Time to find out if the major comeback is in store for us here in the fourth. Playing off ball in the corner, does not want to be a victim of those cut to the baskets that have netted Albion College so many points. I'm just looking to defend right in the post so that way he doesn't foul. Ball out to Albion College, 0-second shot. It's no good. Nice stop. To start the fourth quarter for post here. Ball down to Kevin Durant for the slam. Okay. Succeeding on both ends of the floor on their first trips. First possession on defense and on offense goes their way. Pat Bev 3-pointer to the jump out. It's like Pat Bev not the best 3-pointer, and that release off for 3-point shoot. And that release off the mark. Need more offensive success. They can't just be having one trip down the floor. Biggest fella cut into the basket. Albion College diving at that pass to try to get a hand on it. But Bobo's just too big. Been talking about it. Bobo, a matchup nightmare when he's got that stamina because you're not worried about getting picked off. Like getting for 2 there. The corner help to bother the shot. That's really important. Didn't want to see him sell out with Yusuf Nurkic there. When he had corner help in store. Another instant 3-pointer. And I could get in that one to go. A chance to bring it within single figures here in the fast break. Take advantage of that height mismatch. The post spin gonna get Psychic the position he needs, and it's an 8-point game. Timeout. Albion College, they are not happy with what they're seeing. Surely they're looking to bring their starters back in this game. Albion College not gonna get away with leaving the bench unit in the fourth quarter. And Psychic with a chance here. Signs of life early in the fourth quarter. What is he gonna do? Once Albion College brings that Milwaukee starting lineup back into the game, you see it. You see it. They have done just that. Damian Lillard, Giannis, and crew on the floor. Although, just as I say that, it's just Damian Lillard and Giannis, actually. So Albion College liking the look of their 3 forwards. The 3 forwards they've left in the game. Brought in 1 more in Giannis. See why right there. So versatile. The fade in the post gonna fall. You see down there 10 for 12. So efficient for Albion College. So many of those have just been right at the basket. At that time, even the little fader going his way. Like you're trying to turn that corner in the post. The slight pump fake, I thought, gave him the window he needed. Albion College able to recover. Top of the key 3 with Giannis. That is a shot you will take all day if you're Psychic. And that one is no good. Okay, D, that height mismatch. Bobo not with a height mismatch at all. Pretty close with Giannis defending him. Like trying to turn this corner with Devin Booker, but it's a crowded paint. Last second kick out pass, but it's not going to matter. That's a 3 in the key, and the 3 was green. Oh no, the kick out pass was green. Gotta stay composed here if you're Psychic. That could tilt any 2K player out of the face of the earth. The 3-pointer, it just doesn't count. And on the other end, the cut to the basket yet again burning you. Need instant offense. If you're Psychic here, down 12 with 2 minutes left to play. Gonna go to Yusuf Nurkic. Has not been able to answer the call. He made 1 with him. Been frigid shooting ever since out of the Suns' big fella. Turning the corner, that kick out pass. Psychic's been right more than not. Baiting out that kick out pass. He'll take it that time. 7 seconds left on the shot clock, and yet again. Man, it looked like that was user defense. Psychic caught ball watching. And Albion College has burned him every single time on that. Psychic's trying to play the help in case Albion drives. And every time he does, Albion College is aware, sends Giannis, or sends whoever Psychic's guarding right at the paint to burn him. On offense, a 2 chance is not going to go his way. Late 3-pointer out of Albion College, and it's green. Psychic was in there. You saw 7% contested. But the lead up to 17. And it would take borderline throwing out of Albion College for Psychic to make it out of this game unscathed. 3-pointer, Albion bottling that one up. 82% contested. Now Albion driving to the lane, some height at their disposal. Just looking to kill some time. Not able to get that one to fall. Psychic height mismatch at his disposal. Going to kick out to Brad Beal. Hasn't quite had much use of the Suns' third option, and that shot off the mark. Quick trigger out of Albion College on the three-pointer, and the shot clock is turned off. Almost a turnover, but Psychic able to keep it in his possession. Late three out of Bol. That's part of the reason why he's such a matchup nightmare. He can make those threes more often than not. But the clock looking to strike 0. Albion College trying to leave with one more. Psychic gonna bottle that one up. But man, he's gonna take the L all the same. 0-2 in favor of the Britons. Albion College gonna move on to a 5-3 record. Psychic gonna end the season at 4-4. We hope to see some of those stats. It's not gonna take a rocket scientist to figure out what lost Psychic this game. We'll see it right as the team comparison comes up. Yeah, 14 of 37 from the field. I was going to say it was the 3-point percentage, but Albion College did not shoot tremendously from the outside either. Both teams sub 25% from there, but Albion College points in the paint, man. 34-18. That was the big one. We were talking about those cuts to the basket. It burned Psychic repeatedly there. We've seen Psychic use it to his effect, to his advantage, to great effect. But this time it was Albion College taking a page out of Psychic's book. That cut to the basket was just so tough for Psychic to deal with. So a rough finish for our big man on campus. Take a little look at the standings here after looking at these stats for just a bit. But 13 dunks. More of a symptom of that cut to the basket play, but Albion College you do really well when you get more points in the paint because those are the easiest shots to make. Of course, especially with a amazing slashing unit like Albion College. How many times did we see them get out of the pick and roll into the paint? Like it's struggling to have that same effect. 4 for 4 from the line though. Like he was able to make those free throws. We take those. But yeah, unfortunate performance from Psychic from downtown. And that has been so often the killer for Psychic in these games. The 3-ball is not falling. Teams are able to converge on the other things Psychic does so well. And it just goes downhill from there. We won't linger on these stats forever, ladies and gentlemen. We're not trying to turn this into dunking on Psychic hour. So give me 1 second. We'll take a look at the final standings for some of these teams. See if Psychic's dub has been recorded, and indeed it has, or the result has been recorded rather, excuse me. So we'll take a look. This is not the final look at the standings. Some matches still need to come in. But as you can see, this is a rough top 16. Fire Esports coming out undefeated. Huge GGs to them. But unfortunately, Psychic going down to 4-4. And you see it right there. 16. But I believe he's going to need some ties or some things to work out in his favor because there's a log jam up here. I mean, I can do the counting in just a little bit. 1, 2, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And the buck stops here at Swayze at 4-2. So interesting to see what will happen. Again, some matches still need to come in. Some tiebreaker shenanigans will surely be at play. But Psychic, unfortunately, with that loss, not able to stay in the driver's seat for his playoff chances. It'll be up to some of the numbers here in these ECAC standings. So perhaps if we're lucky, we'll be able to get Psychic in the playoffs in April. If not, I've been Sandwich. Always a pleasure to cover Psychic and the rest of the Eagles NBA2k squad. Speaking of, we'll see if we can get an update on Cash Cow's game. Should be down here somewhere. His match still hasn't come in. Speaking of games that haven't been updated, so hopefully his comes out okay. Finish the season on a W. Yeah, unfortunate end for Psychic. Gonna need some bracket magic if we're gonna see him in the playoffs. Hopefully be able to guide you all through that. If not, my name has been Sandwich. Always a pleasure to be in the booth here for y'all at Post University. Hope y'all have a good one.